just a great day at station, Lowell Road station today. Oh, let's see. Hey, somebody's driving in. Hey, who's that? Oh, wait a minute. I think it's my friend Brooke. Hey, Brooke, how are you? Great to see you. I'm glad you're here. We got to do our social distancing. Let's go in. I'm just putting up some lights for Christmas at the fire station. But do you want to come see the station? Come on in. Is this the first time you've been here?
Yeah.
Excellent. It's great to see you. Do you know if you came here and there was nobody here at the fire station, you could actually push the button and talk to the dispatcher that's that's down the street, down at Library Street Station. So come on in. Let's let you look at the fire station. When we come in, there's an entryway here where usually the officer who's in his office, which is over here on the right, he's usually there, and he usually start talking to people when they need to right here. We're so glad you were able to come here. We wanted to be able to show you around the fire station, and we can also tell you a few things about maybe holiday safety while we're here. Excellent. Come on in. So the officer who's down here is usually a lieutenant, and the officer who's here has pretty much full control of the station while he's here. He's got a fire alarm control panel, a remote annunciator there. He's got his copy machine, his telephone, and his tie to the outside with the internet, and also the intranet, the Hudson Fire Department's intranet. They're able to talk back and forth between both stations, all three of the stations that are here in Hudson. Isn't that kind of cool?
Yeah.
Neat. So, this is one of the hallways where all the bedrooms are.
Wait, Inspector Steve, why is that there?
Oh, I wonder why there is an extension cord there. That's kind of a strange place to have one, don't you think? Let me check on this side. Let's see what's in here. Oh, it's running a TV. You think that's a good idea?
No.
Probably not, huh? That extension cord could get broken. It could get snapped. Oh, it could fall. It could cause a small arc right here. Maybe catch this door on fire. It's a good idea. We probably should get rid of this. Let's take it down for now. That's a great idea. I'm glad you were able to point things out like that. You know, sometimes we get real busy around the holidays, and sometimes we don't see and look real close at what we're doing. So sometimes we kind of forget. Okay, I disconnected that. That should be much better. Hey, let me show you the room that they're letting me stay in. Because I have so many Christmas presents at home, my wife wants me to stay here because it's nicer here, and I don't bother her at home. So here's my room. You like my Christmas tree?
Yeah, but it's kind of looks like it needs some water.
Oh, you don't think just that tree in the water would be okay? Oh, you know what? There is no water. It's dry. Yeah, that's not good at all. Do you think I should water it maybe once a week?
Maybe twice a week or 3 times a week?
Maybe 3 times. You know what? I've heard from somebody before that's probably going to be every day to check that water in there and make sure it's nice. I don't have any lights on my tree, but I'm going to get some. When I put those lights on, I want to make sure I string them properly. I've had some older lights that, you know what, had broken lights on them. I don't use those anymore because I have to throw those away. I have a Christmas present there. I'm just starting to wrap some Christmas presents here. Don't look. That could be your present. You never know. And this is where I usually keep, I have a really nice candle that I put in there. Do you use candles at home, Brooke?
Kind of.
Kind of? Do you use candles that have batteries or candles that have a regular wick and light, and you light them?
I usually use both.
Both? You use both? Well, that's good. You know, the one thing I've been told is if I'm going to use a candle, I want to make sure that I'm up and awake and always keeping an eye on it. I don't want to put it in some back room or somewhere else where I don't keep an eye on it, because if it falls over and falls on the carpet, what if it falls on the bed? What do you think is going to happen?
It will start a fire.
It sure will. It's going to start a fire. And somebody's going to get hurt probably. So I would want to make sure that if I had a candle there that was a real candle, I'd keep an eye on it all the time. The better candles that I think are nice to use, and I don't have one with me right now, is one of those battery-operated ones. Those work really good. So, Brooke, when the firefighters, when they get to come out, they come out here. There's a couple of places they can go down. Here's a couple of restrooms they have. Well, that's just a little heater.
Yeah, I don't think those lights should be on there.
You don't think they should be on there?
It could start a fire.
Oh, I never thought about, that does get kind of warm, doesn't it? You know what? I'll make sure I take those off of there. You're right.
And also, those are pretty long extension cords.
Oh, I wonder who put those extension cords there. Wow, that's a huge one. You're right. We probably go look at the other end and find out what's on the other end. Huh, looks like somebody had so much of an extension cord they had to coil it up here. You know, I've heard from people who are really good with electricity that if they coil up too much of an extension cord there, that could cause a fire because it could get very warm. Boy, a good thing it's not plugged in. I wonder what it runs. Oh, yes. What's the matter?
It's under the rug, and you could accidentally step on it, and it could start a fire. Break.
I never thought about that. You know, if I kept walking over this extension cord after maybe 2 or 3 months, you're right, I could maybe break through that cord. I'm so glad you were here to show me stuff like that. Good job, Brooke. Thank you very much. You know what? We'll make sure we get rid of this. But you know what? I've got to make sure I have somebody else plug it in because it's got our refrigerator with all our ice cream in it in here. I'll make sure it gets plugged in. Here's an IT room. The IT room is also where our radio is. That when you hear the radio over the loudspeakers of the building, it's because of that room in there. And that's where all the connections for our computer come into. Let's take a look down this way. So you might think, gee, there's a lot of bedrooms here. There are 6 bedrooms. We only have 3 firefighters, but the 6 bedrooms we have here are so we could grow. At some point, when the town gets larger or bigger, we may end up putting more people at these fire stations. You could even be a firefighter like your dad was. Kind of cool. Well, because the guys are here, guys and girls, because we do have one female firefighter, when she's here, we have a place where we have a washer and dryer. We want to wash our own clothes and stuff, keep them nice and clean. Wow, I wonder if the guys remembered to clean the dryer. Do you know what part of the dryer they're supposed to clean?
Yeah, the vent part that all the stuff gets on.
That lint, right? The stuff that comes off your sweaters like that. Here, hold the door for me so it doesn't fall on us. Let's see how they did. Let's see if they passed or not. Uh-oh. What do you think? I don't think they passed either. You know what? I think I'll give them a hand. All you have to do is make sure that gets cleaned. And you know what? I think I heard your mom tell you that when you go out and do the laundry, or when you go down and get the laundry from the dryer, you always clean that out, don't you? Good job. Oop, there's more there. We also want to remind people if they've got a dryer, they should also make sure that pipe that's going outside is also lint-free, because these little bitty pieces of particles that break up and come off your clothes are very easy to start a fire. And sometimes that dryer gets too hot, and if there's too much lint in there, you could have a dryer fire. Nice job. I'm glad you picked that out. Whew. It's a good thing you stopped by to see me today. We're picking up all sorts of hazards. So when the firefighters, when they have some time by themselves sometimes, or maybe all together, they come in here and they have an exercise room. The exercise room has got some equipment for them that they're able to exercise. And you know, those holiday cookies kind of pack on the weight sometimes. So it's a good idea to come in here and try to exercise some of that stuff off. You know, firefighters are always keeping their bodies in tune as much as possible. They do have that downtime sometimes when they're not training, when they're not going to calls. So they have the time to be able to do this. And we're glad that we have this gym in here for us. Well, then after a real hard workout, you know, sometimes we got to make it into the day room. We call it the day room. It's a place where we can sit. It's a place where we can have some, maybe watch some TV with the rest of the guys and the girls. Hey, look, there's another one of those heaters, Brooke. Do you think that's supposed to be there?
It could be there, but there's a lot of cords, so maybe you can move the cords.
There sure are a lot of cords on there, aren't there?
Maybe you should move the cords somewhere else and unplug some.
I think you're right. I think we should unplug some of those and make sure that they've not overexceeded that outlet. That's a great idea. The guys have to eat during the day and at night. They can make some breakfast for themselves. Hey, look, I'm ready to play chef. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. So, what do you think about my kitchen? Do you like it?
No.
No?
Because
What don't you like about it?
these cords, if it gets wet, someone's washing his hands, it could catch on fire.
Good.
And it's next to the microwave.
Oh, you're right. And you know what? There's a lot of paper products here too. So if this cord was to get overheated maybe, and maybe if these lights were to maybe short circuit or something, I could start a fire over here. Boy, I sure am glad you came down to see us. I sure don't want to get electrocuted, so I want to make sure I can I'll take that away from there so we don't get hurt. What a great job. You're right. Oh, and then I know we haven't cleaned up very well from breakfast this morning, but we're trying to dry off these towels. We thought that would be a great place to put it.
No, that's a terrible idea. Because
it is?
look, if you light that up, then these could catch on fire.
Oh, you know what? We didn't think about that. And you know what? Feel them. They're kind of warm.
Yeah, they are.
Oh my gosh. Hey, I've always wanted to make sure that we got those burners burning, so I bring this torch when I need it.
You should only use that outside because if you do it here, then it could catch the whole place on fire. It could get way too big.
You're absolutely right. This is not the right tool. Not the right tool at all to use. I should just use a regular match or something, or a smaller one. So we'll make sure that gets back out in the bay where it belongs. Hey, I smell something burning. Do you?
Maybe in the oven?
Oh my!
Why is there a shoe in the oven?
I think one of the guys was trying to dry out his boot in there. Not a very good spot, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, not a good spot. We won't be drying out our boots in there. That's a good spot. God, not a good spot for that, I mean. Hey, but the guys have a great griddle here. They're able to make their breakfast. So it's pretty clean right now. It's a good thing they keep things clean.
Wait, is that plastic?
It is plastic.
Well, I could
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, you're right. That gets pretty warm. We'll make sure that gets up and out of the way. Smart move. Again, I'm glad you're here. If you weren't here, Brooke, what would we have done? Probably, maybe burnt down this fire station. Wouldn't be good. Not at all. So when the guys have finished their lunch or they're stopped watching TV, they may have to go do some work out on the apparatus floor. This is where we bring all the fire trucks in. We can wash them in here, we can dry them in here. It's also a good place to keep our fire trucks nice and warm. In the winter, we want to make sure we keep them warm. Hey, did you know Hudson, the old fire station on Library Street, had the first heated floor in the state of New Hampshire?
Really?
It was heated. They had copper tubes in the flooring, and they were able to heat the floor and warm up the fire trucks. A long time ago, back in the 40s and 50s. Kind of cool.
The floor wasn't wood.
Let's say that again.
Hopefully the floor wasn't wood.
It was not. What wasn't wood? It was concrete. Hey, what do you think? What do you think PPE stands for? You know what? It's personal protective equipment. Our fire gear. You know, our firefighters are trying to be as safe as possible, and to do that, we make sure our fire gear stays out here in the dirty section in the garage. We never bring our fire gear into the clean area or where the bedrooms are. There's also a place for EMS storage, a place where we put some emergency medical service storage, where you can put Band-Aids and stuff when we need to resupply our ambulance. Let's take a look at this station. It's heated by a great big heater that's right there. It heats up the whole station, does a very good job, keeps us warm. It also cools down in the summer and keeps them cool. This fire station has a sprinkler system. This fire station plus Central Station has a sprinkler system. Robinson Road, the oldest station now, or no, not the oldest station, the second oldest station, doesn't have a sprinkler system, but this sprinkler system helps takes care and protects the firefighters. We want to make sure that our firefighters are safe, just like we want to make sure you're safe at home. If you had a special house that had a sprinkler system in it, it does save lives, but we know that the best thing to save lives are smoke detectors. And the smoke detector we have in here is actually up on the roof, just like it would be a smoke detector at home. That smoke detector is connected up to a fire alarm in the building. So if something goes wrong in this room and the smoke detector senses smoke, it makes the fire alarm go off. The guys wake up in the middle of the night and they're able to get outside, and just like if you were at home. Cool. Let's go back out this way. Hey, I forgot to tell you about our old fire truck. Have you seen this before? This is our 1926 Chevy. In fact, you have a grandfather that probably rode on this fire truck. He probably helped build it.
Yeah.
He did. Absolutely. It's a 1926 Chevy. We love it. They're redoing it right now. It looks like they've taken the fuel tank out so they can fix that. I know they just redid the tires. Those look brand new. They look like they've got them on very well. It's Squad A. It's an old fire truck that used to have a chemical engine in it that had 2 or 3 tanks that were mixed together and provided foam and put out a fire. Right now it's just a parade vehicle. it needs some help. It's got some flaking off paint, and we're going to start to redo that. We're going to start with the Hudson Firefighters Association. We're going to start redoing this truck so it looks kind of brand new.
But Inspector Steve,
yes?
What if, so this is all wood, right?
Yes, it's all wood.
So what if they're at a fire and the car catches on fire?
Oh, you're right, because if that was wood and they were too close to the fire, you're right, that would catch on fire. But like I said, it's a parade truck. We don't bring it to any fires anymore. We take the new fire trucks that we have now. Hey, did you ever notice that we have a Polaris Ranger also?
No.
Yeah, we take that out in the woods. If for some reason we have somebody who's hurt or sick and has to be brought back from the woods, that's what we use. We've gone out, been able to help people with that. We could put a stretcher back there with a couple guys hanging onto it. We also can make sure that we can, if somebody gets lost or out in the woods or something, we can make sure that we can go find them. Well, I think I heard your mom talk about, gee, if you were to go out in the woods, you probably shouldn't go alone, right?
Yeah.
Should always go with somebody. Always have a partner with you. Good job. Hey, so this fire station has three vehicles in it. It has our forestry truck that goes out and fights brush fires if we need them. In the winter, we take the back out. We take all the stuff that's out of the back, and we also can plow the snow with it around our fire station, so the guys don't have to shovel. This is one of our newest engines. Engine 4 is one of the newest engines we have. One of the Seagrave family engines. They're built like tanks. They run great. Have you ever ridden on a fire engine yet?
No.
We're gonna have to get you a ride on one soon. I can't believe your dad hasn't got you on a fire engine before. Cool. Hey, why do you think fire engines are red?
For fire?
Yeah, so it looks like a fire, kind of like that little picture up on the sign. That's a Seagrave Marauder, and that's the symbol for a Seagrave Marauder. It's those little flames from a fire.
Inspector Steve?
Yes?
Why are there all these buttons here?
Oh, that's a good question. This fire truck, the engine inside that's underneath that cover, the engine that's there, turns the wheels, but it also turns a fire pump that's just behind this panel. That fire pump is, have you ever watched Mom and Dad's washing machine? You notice when you put water in it, and then how it gets the water out, it spins very fast? The same thing happens with the fire pump on the inside. That water spins very fast, and when it throws it out through, comes out through hoses. Hoses that are there and hoses that are in the back of the truck. They're the same type of hoses that you would have at home to wash the car or water the lawn, only a lot more water comes out of this one. And you know what? Sometimes the water that's in our fire truck doesn't look very good, doesn't smell very good, because it's been there for a while. But that doesn't matter, it puts out the fire. That was a great question, nice job. You know, our firefighters do a double duty here. Well, really a lot more than a double duty. They can ride the engine. They're EMTs or advanced EMTs or paramedics on the ambulance. They help people when they go to the hospital. They take them in the ambulance. Each station has an ambulance in it, and every day there's at least one paramedic on that paramedic has advanced skills that can help people that are hurt. Some of those the paramedics can push drugs that'll help people feel better before they get to the hospital. Kind of cool, huh?
Why are the fire trucks so high up?
Oh, that's a great question. Why are they so high up? You know what? They're high up because we want to make sure they have a specific angle so they can get through some different types of terrain. We're not exactly going to take that fire truck out in the woods, that's for sure. But we want to make sure it's able to drive down a driveway and get to somebody's house. We want to try to get as close as we can. We have plenty of hoses on the fire truck, but we want to try to get that fire truck close to the fire so the person who's working the fire truck, who's called the engineer, and the driver, he's the guy who's able to make sure that he can see what's happening at the fire. The incident commander, the guy who's in charge, wants to say, I need another hose line, or I need more water on the fire. He's very close to his driver or engineer that's able to do that. Wow, you had some really great questions. That's super. Do you think you'd want to be a firefighter?
Maybe.
Maybe. Or no, right? You never know. That's excellent. Well, you know what? It's almost time for your mom to come back. Let's go see if we can go find her.